counting down the minutes to the first pitch of today's game.
Yes!
Who's in the starting lineup?
Come on, son, you got to get out there and take the mound. It's game time.
What does the skipper have to say?
It's an attitude, you got to be willing to defend. You got to be willing to base run, or you can't play here.
It's the leadoff show powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook with Tommy Wortz on 1250 AM and 105.7 FM, The Fan.
Welcome in to the leadoff show live from the 1250 AM, 105.7 FM, The Fan studios, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook. Tommy Wortz here with you, joined by Steve Sparky Fifer over at Lefts in Tosa. How's it going down there, Sparky?
Going great, man. Filling up out here. Beautiful outdoor patio area. There's a couple tables left out there. Inside, filling up as well. So come hang out, man. Shuttles to and from all Brewers home games, including coming up tonight, Brewers and the Angels, obviously. $5 Sun Cruiser, vodka iced tea till game time. 100 calories, no bubbles. Just absolute tasty at the end of the day, Mr. Tommy Wortz.
Quinn Priester versus Yusei Kikuchi. What's the rest of the lineup look like?
Looking up, and it is gone.
It's almost time for the first pitch. Let's see who's in today's starting lineups. Brought to you by Lakeland University. Experience it your way. Visit lakeland.edu. It's the leadoff show powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook on 1250 AM and 105.7 FM, The Fan.
Thanks again to Lakeland University for being a part of the leadoff show. Experience it your way, lakeland.edu. First up for the visiting Angels, Chris Taylor in center field will lead things off. Mike Trout is the DH batting second. Taylor Ward in left field will bat third. Joe Adell in right field will bat fourth today. Luis Rengifo at third base will bat fifth. Oswald Peraza at first base will bat sixth. Christian Moore is the second baseman batting seventh today. Sebastian Rivero is catching, batting eighth. Denzer Guzman, the shortstop, will round things out, bat ninth for Los Angeles. Now for the Brewers, Jackson Chourio in right field will lead things off, while Bryce Terang will bat second, plays second base. William Contreras is catching and batting third. Christian Yelich, the DH, bats fourth today. Andrew Vaughn at first base will bat fifth. Isaac Collins in left field will bat sixth. Caleb Durbin is the third baseman, batting seventh today. Blake Perkins in center field will bat eighth. Rounding things out, he is the shortstop, batting ninth for the Crew, Joey Ortiz. First reactions to today's lineup, Sparky. They keep mixing it around all over the place. It feels like no one can get comfortable. Specifically, when I say no one, I point to Chourio and Terang at the top part of the order. It feels like they can either be at first, second, third, any given day. Terang has batted in all 9 spots here. What's your reaction to the lineup for the finale against the Angels?
Honestly, you want 100% honesty?
I do.
I don't care. All right, we are at this point of the season now where I'm done caring about the stupid lineup. I'm done, because I have yelled and screamed about things throughout the course of the year. Pat Murphy's had some lineups where it's like, okay, here we go, we got it figured out. And then the next day, it looks like he's had a couple shots at lefts and was throwing darts and missed the board. So you never know what you're going to get. But I'm done. You want to know why I'm done? Because no matter what he puts out there, it works. So I can yell and scream and be mad about the lineup, but it doesn't matter, because every time he puts a lineup out there that I hate, they score 8 runs. So everybody on Twitter is like, see, just shut up. Let him do what he wants to do, Sparky. So I'm done judging and being overly opinionated about the lineups for the rest of this year. Well, maybe not. Playoffs, maybe I'll start getting opinionated again. But right now, to get to the finish line, do what you want.
Do what you want. And Bryce Terang, as we said, is batting second today. He has jumped around all over the place. Brewers' magic number is 6 now to clinch the National League Central after the win yesterday. The loss from the Phillies as well, helping out in the NL 1 seed race, as the Brewers 2.5 games up on that lead, but really call it 3 with the tiebreaker they have over Philadelphia. The Brewers need to go 4-6 over their next 10 games to break the franchise record for wins in a season. 7-3 will get them to 100. Let's get into the game from yesterday a little bit. We call it the Rewind.
Did you miss the last game? Did you miss what was said after the last game? It's time to rewind. It's the Leadoff Show, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook on 1250 AM and 105.7 FM, The Fan.
Brandon Woodruff going up against Jose Soriano. The second inning was great after Blake Perkins would single to bring home a couple of runs. There was some more excitement because the summer of Sal is over, but the fall of Frelick may be here. I stole that one from Jeff Levering, but I'll play it.
Sure, that's
Fly
fine.
ball to deep right. It is way back and gone. Sal caps a 9-pitch at bat with a 3-run homer.
Sparky, that highlight courtesy of FanDuel Sports Network. Sal Frelick and a 9-pitch AB. I don't know if you've noticed this trend, actually, Spark, but there has been a 7 or more pitch homer, I think, in the last 3 games now for the Milwaukee Brewers. It's all about Drew Wagner's going to love this when I bring this up to him because he is very adamant on home runs are not hit, they are thrown. And the Brewers showcasing that again yesterday with Sal Frelick getting his 11th homer of the season.
Can you explain to me what the hell that means?
What does that mean? It means that
what does Wagner mean?
When it means is that you need a bad pitch to hit a home run off of first before you can even do anything with your swing. A perfect pitch is way harder to hit out than a bad pitch.
Sure, that's fair. Okay, I understand now what the meaning of it is. That makes a lot of sense.
Well, yes,
I think it goes back to the mentality like we've watched all year, right? Fight to stay alive to the next pitch. Fight to stay alive to the next pitch. Do not strike out. Do not chase bad pitches. If you do, you end up like Eric Haas unemployed. So that's the thing, or in Nashville, whatever. But I mean, that's the thing, right? That's the mentality that Murphy and that coaching staff instill. If you're going to be chasing, you ain't going to be here. If you can battle in counts and stay alive, you're not going to be here. And that is kind of the mentality he's built from the first player that hits all the way down to the last player on the bench. They all approach it the same way, and that's how you get 9-10 pitch at-bats that result in home runs at the end of the day, because eventually the pitcher does what? Makes a mistake.
First home run for Sal Frelick since August 28th against Arizona. Frelick's homer came in the 9th pitch of the AB after fouling off 4 consecutive pitches. It's his 11th on the season. That made it 5-0 after the second inning. Taylor Ward had a day. Unfortunately, no one on base for him. 2 homers from him, including the first run for Los Angeles in the 4th inning and the second run in the 6th inning. Back-to-back ABs with 2 homers for Taylor Ward. William Contreras would get some runs to come across thanks to an error in the 6th inning. But as we mentioned before, this was all about Blake Perkins today. And in the 8th inning, with the bases loaded, he decided to do this down the right field line.
And Perkins down the right field line. It is a fair ball into the corner. That will score all 3. Perkins is winking his way to third base with a bases clearing triple. Have a night, Perk.
A good night for Blake Perkins indeed. 5 RBIs ties a career high. He also had 5 RBIs in a game back in 2023 at Cincinnati. He's the 5th different Brewers player this season to have a 5 RBI game, joining Jackson Chourio, Christian Yelich, Rhys Hoskins, and Andrew Vaughn. Across his last 8 games, dating back to September 7th, he's batting .400 with a .550 slugging during that stretch. Blake Perkins, Sparky, really getting hot down the stretch here for the Brewers.
That's great, but it's going to result in him being on the bench either way, isn't it? I don't see how he's going to play talking about the playoffs. I know Murphy doesn't want to talk about the playoffs, but that's where my head's at. So
Sure.
I hate to burst everybody else's bubble right now. I'm trying to get to the end of the season. Let's get to the NLDS, and let's see what this Brewers team does. That's where I'm at. I'm not into reading into results right now of what this team looks like. I'd like to see them play well, finish strong against San Diego and the Reds next week, go in feeling yourself, but then what happens? Dead stop. And then you have to wait for the wild card round to get done before you play again. So momentum might get stopped that way. But having said that, yeah, if Perkins is swinging the bat well, even though he's not going to start, to have that bat that can give you something off the bench because he's feeling it. Andrew Vaughn, who's had a couple multi-hit games here lately, get him going a little bit off the bench to have that. You'd like to see Rhys Hoskins get on one here for a series and let him get some at-bats in here before we get to the postseason and let him find his swing. Beginning of the year, he was the only one swinging the damn bat. Let him find his swing again and let him be some pop off the bench if they decide to go that way and Vaughn's starting and he's not, whatever. That's what you want. Not as much what happens now, but this is more about getting him ready to have that confidence going into the postseason, because we know in all sports, it's all about confidence.
Well, and it is the leadoff show. Tommy Wortz here with Steve Sparky Fifer as I'm in the 1250 AM 105.7 FM The Fan studios, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook. Sparky out at lefts in Tosa. We've seen a lot of action with Rhys Hoskins getting a plenty of pinch hit appearances over this time, and not necessarily all coming in late game situations. We've seen him come in the 6th inning, in the 8th inning, 9th inning, wherever it is, and then having a option at a defensive substitution. You bring up the point here, though, and I want to go back to it real quick with Blake Perkins. You are dead set on he's not going to play in the playoffs at all, because there is...
Well, he'll play in a defensive situation. Sure.
I think if there's a lefty on the mound, you have to have consideration that Blake Perkins is the guy playing in the outfield, because not only is it better for the defensive game, Isaac Collins' stats are not better than Blake Perkins against lefties this year, and you are actually getting better on defense putting Blake Perkins out there. I understand what Isaac Collins does on the defensive side, but Blake Perkins is among the elite in the MLB, Spark.
No, it's great. You got numbers and whatever. So what are they going to do at third base? Caleb Durbin's not playing every day. Who are we going to rotate him with?
Caleb Durbin's playing every day.
Why? He doesn't do well against both sides, right? That's why Siegler was here the whole time, but now we're going to go away from platooning him. Now we trust him come playoff time.
Absolutely.
Right. Well, Isaac Collins has a chance. Well, he's not going to win it, but he's in that Rookie of the Year conversation. He's
so
one of the
Caleb
best
Durbin.
hitters. He's one of the best contact hitters in this lineup. I'm not arguing about Caleb Durbin. I'm arguing that Siegler was on this dumb roster.
Okay.
But what I'm talking about with Isaac Collins is he's one of the best contact hitters you have, right? To me, I'm not taking him out. Now, to your point, what will Pat Murphy do? You're probably right. Blake Perkins will start. Isaac Collins will sit on the bench and watch and wait for a pinch hit opportunity later in the game. Now, the one nice thing about all these goofy lineups that he's throwing out from the course of time is what? They've all sat on the bench. They've all had to come in and pinch hit, because you never know who's starting. Outside of Churio, he really hasn't had many pinch hit opportunities. Yelich really hasn't had a ton of pinch hit opportunities. He had a few, right, during the season. But for the most part, everybody else has spent time on the bench and has had to come off of the bench. So at least we have that to our advantage. Whether it's Perkins or Collins, at least they've been in that situation and they've gone through it. Because pinch hitting in baseball, one of the hardest things to do in sports.
Absolutely. Brandon Woodruff's final line yesterday, 5 innings, 2 hits, 1 earned run, 9 strikeouts. Was good to see Woodruff back into a form after taking his last start off. He spoke to the media after the game. Here is Brandon Woodruff after picking up the win yesterday over the Angels.
Yeah, tonight was a big outing for me in terms of just getting the body back acclimated. You know, it's been roughly 10 days or whatever it was, and it was huge for me to get back out there. And obviously, first inning was a little bit lower than what I'm used to, but that's okay. My body got going there in the second, and then everything kind of back to normal. So all this is new territory for me. I'm learning so much in between. I'm trying to do the best I can to take care of my body, and now that we're in the playoffs for sure, I want to win tonight, but I got to be conscious of trying to. I want to pitch deep into October and hopefully make a run at this thing. So just trying to give myself the best chance to be healthy all year, and that's been my number one goal from the start of the year. But delivery was a little off, which is probably a side effect of pushing a start back, and that's okay. I settled in and was able to get a little bit of a groove.
Did you feel like there's more in the tank there?
In terms of
Just from your
tonight?
Answer, from your answer, it sounded like, you feel like maybe you've got more.
You talking like velo, or you talking?
Yeah, velo.
I'm not concerned with velo. That's going to come when it's going to come. I'm not concerned about that. I mean, roughly from the second inning on, it was pretty much where it's been all year. And what's important is I'm able to mix the ball up. I'm able to move the ball around, keep guys off balance, and pitch that way. That's the way I've had to do it all year. And, there's been flashes here and there of the 95s and 6s, but I don't have to go into an outing leaning on that. So that's a good feeling. But who knows? Maybe the playoffs will help that out a little bit.
What about all the cutters tonight? Was that game plan or was that responding
It's
to
not game plan. You know, I'm a big go off what's working. You know, we do all the scouting. I do my homework and look at guys and watch video and we have our pregame meetings, but that can go out the window from pitch one. And, you know, watching last night how they attacked Freddie, I use that to my advantage. And obviously William having a good idea of kind of what those guys wanted to do. And obviously it's a dangerous lineup. They got multiple guys with, 30 plus homers. And so you gotta make pitches. And but the cutter is not something I go into an outing. I'm like, I'm going to use this a ton. It's just been a pitch the last couple of times out that's worked well for me. And so I'll throw it. If it works, I'll throw it.
Having that in your back pocket, do you think that kind of contributes to how well the stuff is played, even if the velo hasn't always been?
Yeah, it definitely helps. If I can move the ball around, locate it well, everything is there's kind of the method to the madness in terms of, I'm not going in and saying I'm going to throw 30 cutters, but if it's working and it's playing right, I can use it to help out the other fastballs and obviously the all speed for me. So I just try to read swings, go from there, and the hitter's telling me I'll throw it again, I'll throw it again.
Where's your understanding of like how your stuff can play on any given night if it's not 95, 96 now compared to like where it was when we were talking earlier when there's minor league rehab assignments?
I tell you what, honestly, when I throw 91, 92, I feel like it's 98 in my mind. It's just rehab taught me so much. I knew this year was probably going to be like this. So I had a good understanding coming into rehab of like step one was just trying to feel good and be able to post every, timeout. And once I got to a spot where I could feel good, then it was just try to clean everything up and whatever stuff I had and just learn to pitch with it. And always try to pride myself on being a pitcher. Even before surgery, when I had the 95 to 98, like I wanted to pitch. And it took having the surgery to really like teach me how to just really dive into that. So, I mean, yeah, I don't know. When I go out there and first pitch is 87, I don't put too much into it. I mean, obviously I'd like it to be higher, but maybe it's the second inning. Maybe I don't know. I just go out there and try to execute and see what I got for the night and go from there. But yeah.
There is. Oh, go ahead, Sparky. I got you now.
That's all good. When you listen to Woodruff talk there, and he talks about not caring about velocity and so forth, on any other pitcher, you'd get very concerned if there was a noticeable tick down in velocity. I think that's just normal, right? If Trevor McGill goes out there in the ninth inning when he's healthy, and all of a sudden he's throwing 91, 92, 93, you're going to be like, oh my God, something's wrong. Something is very, very wrong. This is not good for anybody involved. That's the case. With Trevor McGill, it feels a little bit different from the aspect, not Trevor McGill, for Brandon Woodruff. And the aspect that Brandon Woodruff, if you watch his velocities, he tends to get stronger later in games. Like if you look at his first inning velocity and all of a sudden you see 6th, 7th inning, his velocity numbers actually go up. Very bizarre, but it's kind of always been the case with him, I feel like.
It feels like he's finding his rhythm throughout a lot of games, right? And maybe when he finds that rhythm, he's rearing back to give it a little bit more. But it's all about establishing that rhythm from the starting pitching position with Brandon Woodruff. And with the velocity a tick down, it feels like he's pitching at some of the highest levels he's pitched at in his career. I know the numbers don't necessarily say that, but no one could have predicted him to come back from this surgery and look as smooth as he has so far. It is the leadoff show. Tommy Wortz here with you. Will Sparky is down at Left's in Tosa. Thanks to our friends over at Sun Cruiser Vodka for hooking it up. We'll take a quick break. On the other side, we'll hear from the manager, Pat Murphy, in pregame today. Thank you to Drew Wagner for sending that over. Drew will join the show at 6:15 right after Austin Herdina joins the show at 6 o'clock at the Potawatomi Sportsbook. It is the leadoff show live from the 1250 AM, 105.7 FM The Fan Studios, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook.
Looking up, and it is gone.
It's almost time for the first pitch. Let's see who's in today's starting lineups. Brought to you by Lakeland University. Experience it your way. Visit lakeland.edu. It's the leadoff show powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook on 1250 AM and 1057 FM, The Fan.
Welcome back to the leadoff show. Tommy Wortz here with you, getting you caught up all things Brewers Angels. Had a game number 3 today. Lineup for the Brewers, in case you missed it in the first segment: Jackson Chourio to lead things off in right field. Bryce Terang at second base will bat second. William Contreras, the catcher, will bat third. Christian Yelich, the DH, bats fourth today. Andrew Vaughn at first base will bat fifth. Isaac Collins in left field will bat sixth. Caleb Durbin at third base will bat seventh today. Blake Perkins in center field will bat eighth. Rounding things out for the Crew, batting ninth, Joey Ortiz.
Line drive, base hit, down the left field line.
Let's see what the skipper has to say heading into today's game. Let's head to the Coach's Corner. It's the leadoff show powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook on 1250 AM and 1057 FM, The Fan.
Coach's Corner. Catch up with the manager, Pat Murphy, earlier today. Drew Wagner, so kind to go down there, pick up some sound from the manager in his pregame presser with the media. Here is that sound from Pat Murphy ahead of game number 3 against the Angels.
I think you saw correctly.
Has he been a hard guy to, we were talking the other day about prioritizing defense and outfield choices. Has he been a hard guy to find ABs for?
No, I mean, everybody needs a little bit of a breather throughout his first major league season. It isn't about number of at-bats or games played. It's just something they're not used to. And we've given him a little breather. His outfield play has been a little bit affected. Hasn't been great. But his at-bats are still very good. And, he's an important part of this team.
Do you see that kind of the rest of the way, game to game, and because you kind of have four for 3 spots, basically?
I mean, there's a lot of variables involved there. Defense is our priority most times, but sometimes we opt for playing a different guy because of maybe a rest day or something like that. So it just depends what the priority is that day and kind of where we're at. There's no standard, okay, against the lefty we're going to do this, against the righty we're going to do this. All those factors each day are considered. Excuse me. How are you?
Great. How are you?
Nice outfit.
Thanks.
Is that pink? Would you call that pink or was it a different color?
It's pink. Matt said it was too bright.
Too bright?
Too bright, yeah.
Maybe off his red face and hair. What else we got?
Quintana, that move happened after we left you yesterday. Was that a reflection of the running session not going well, or what?
Yeah, I mean, you can't pitch and not cover first. You know what I mean? Or you can't not cover the plate on a wild pitch and back up bases. I mean, we need Quintana, and he's great. He's been great for us. But got to do what's right for the player's health, to have him in the right spot. We need him the most.
Could he still be an option at some point in the postseason?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
How will he be shut down for a period, or will he continue to
He'll continue
be
to
able
throw.
to do things?
Yes.
So that's a big deal, right? That he doesn't
It
have
is.
to quit the arm.
No doubt. No doubt.
And will he go somewhere to throw eventually? I imagine you'll have some kind of a stay ready
type group.
thing.
Yeah. Might do that. He's pretty savvy. He might be able to modify something here. I trust him. I trust he knows how to get himself ready to pitch a big game.
That stay ready group, is that here? Is that Nashville, or do you guys use
Arizona?
Arizona.
What did you think of Mears last night?
What I think of him?
Yeah.
2 hard contacts and 14 pitches. Yeah, I mean, obviously hasn't been out there in a while. Threw a decent pitch, but not good enough. Kid centered it pretty good. Kind of gave up another kind of hard contact. So I've seen him better. I think he was anxious, geared up, getting right back into it.
Will Trevor come on the trip to keep building up, or will he stay back and do that?
Plan is to bring him.
Okay. Is there a plan for another bullpen or live?
Hopefully, yeah. Hopefully this weekend he throws bullpen.
We're kind of under the radar.
It's day-to-day kind of thing.
Yeah,
like
right,
we're just trying.
But he's going to go with you.
Looks like it, yeah. That's the plan right now.
Kind of under the radar, Eric Betty, what he's been able to do against righties for you. You have a handful of guys like that are suddenly shortened up. Like I think of Tobias as well, that you had length in them now shortened up. Do you see them as more single inning guys now, or do you want to keep them longer?
You always want the availability of him to be able to go more than 1 inning. And Fetty can certainly do that, as he showed last night. You don't ever want to close that down. But as you start to find, because of our injuries, you're starting to try to find people that what holes could they plug? What can they do? So it's a nice option to have a guy that can go 2 innings out of your pen, and then actually even more.
How do you keep that availability as an option when guys do start making more and more short appearances?
Yeah, you just conditioning them to go 2, so you could bring them in with 1 out and 1 inning, knowing you can bring them back the next inning. And although they don't get 6 outs, they may get 5, but they're comfortable with an up-down type of thing, maybe even 2. You keep them, you just make sure that you keep them in that role. If you got them in the 7th inning role, they're not going to get that.
Right.
Last night, we were just going to give him 1 inning because he's going to help us this weekend in another game. So if we didn't pitch him last night, we would have lost him. We wouldn't have been able to pitch him today because it's too close to when he's going to have to maybe pitch multiple innings. So once we put him out there and he got done in like 13 pitches the first inning, I'm like, hey, let's keep him in instead of using somebody else, that knowing that we were going to use him tomorrow anyways.
Does Sunday look like a combination of guys?
Yeah. Wouldn't you think?
There's
What
a
would you
lefty.
suggest?
There's a lefty who some of you, we always throw this on the fans that your fans are interested in. It's not me, of course.
Because you're not that interested
I
to
would
begin with.
never tell you.
You're
but
more
it is-
interested in vacations, and then
But
Todd, I didn't know you were here.
Yeah.
No comment on that?
God damn it, vanished back there.
Yeah, you're out of your seat a little
Yeah.
bit. Yeah.
Terrible.
What to do
Right.
nameplates?
Sorry.
What was the question? Yeah,
well, Sunday, do you think that's a bullpen game or a call-up type
I don't think we can afford a bullpen game. Our bullpen's kind of
taxed?
pieced together.
Mhm.
Yeah, I think there'd probably be a call up. I would guess. I would know. Right at this time, I don't have that information handy.
Would a piggyback be in play?
What do you mean by a piggyback? Can you describe it?
Maybe
Could you
stacking
show
them.
me what you mean by a piggyback?
I
Sal would
physically,
want to restart.
yeah, Sal. Sal will happen.
All right. Yeah. The answer is yeah. This little piggy went to the market.
There
Can I just
is a
Can
manager.
I just say something? For all the years before this show came about, we used to do the On Deck show back in the day, right? You'd hear
Yeah.
Ned Yost, Ron, Renicky all talking, and nobody else gives this to you. No other station gives this to you. No other station has ever given you this raw audio from a manager before a game. You learn so much about the personality of the Brewers skippers when we have somebody down there like Andrew Wagner who's recording the whole thing and we play it back raw. We're not clipping it up. We're not doing anything. You get to hear all these side conversations and stuff like that you're not going to hear on any other radio station, but you hear it here on the Leadoff Show, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook with our guy, Tommy Wortz.
Well, and on top of that, Sparky, I think it just really further exemplifies that Pat Murphy is trying to avoid coach speak as much as possible, right? I mean, it really does feel like it comes from a much more genuine place as opposed to whenever I got to hear you listen to Matt LaFleur live and you're like, wow, what is he? He's just saying this again, right? It's same thing over and over. You get something new every day with Pat Murphy.
No, you don't. No, that's not true. That's just a lie. No, it's not.
Do.
Every day I hear, oh, we're not that talented. Oh, they're more talented than us. Oh, they got a bigger payroll than us. Oh, poor us. I can't believe we're actually doing this. It's us against the world. We're David. They're Goliath. I don't know how we're going to do it next week against the Padres and that such an expensive pitching staff that they have.
Do you know why he does this? Do you know why he does that?
I know why he does this. I try to.
Why?
Absolutely, I do.
Why?
So when this falls apart and if they lose in the playoffs, then you know what he's going to say? Hey, man, like it's a hell of a journey. Nobody thought we'd be here. We overcame all the odds with what we have on our roster. No, we don't have all the star players like everybody else. I'm very proud of my guys. That's what he's going to say. Instead of saying we were the 1 seed and we just blew this bad boy after being the best team in baseball. I guarantee you he is setting this up to say that at the end when this thing goes sideways. If it does, I'm hoping we win a World Series.
This is why he says this. It is to
every day
constantly remind them that they should not feel like they have accomplished anything yet. To constantly remind, this is an assurance from someone who cares.
No other manager in the history of Major League Baseball has done this crap every day. No, nobody else has done this.
Right.
There is nobody else.
Yeah, you know why? Because no other manager in Major League Baseball in the game right now would have the same amount of productions out of Caleb Durbin, would have the same amount of production out of Isaac Collins, would have the same amount of production out of Andrew Monasterio this year, other than telling him that you are not the most important piece. The Brewers are the most important piece, and you as an individual are not the star. You are not someone who should be thinking that you are the reason why this is happening. He does that with everyone. He doesn't just do it with the guys you least expect it from.
Listen to me. This is a CYA thing. And to be honest with you, if I was playing that clubhouse, I'd be sick of hearing about it. Dude, quit telling me that I'm not as good as a guy I'm playing it. I am so I'm sick of this. Sick of this. Like, dude, I'm done. Like in here, one ear and out the other ear. Yeah, you don't think we're very good.
Right.
Whatever.
You nailed it. You actually just explained it perfectly.
Exactly.
But
it wouldn't work with me.
This.
I promise you.
Yes.
It would not work with me.
And that's why that's why these are professional athletes versus what we're doing right now. There is a mindset that also goes in to making it to the bigs, especially in baseball, where you have to go through AA or high A and AA and AAA, and maybe you get brought up and then just to get sent back down, or maybe you're a Rule 5 draft pick guy. This is Pat Murphy reminding you that you worked hard to get here, but you're not working hard enough. And it's to feed into some more adrenaline and hunger into this team.
I'm telling you right now, if you're the number 1 seed in baseball and you've gotten to this point and you still need to be told this crap, then you're all messed up in the brain.
No, it's to avoid complacency.
Number 2, he is going to CYA himself at the end of this. I promise you. If they lose in the playoffs, all this rhetoric he's been rolling out all year long after every game, he's going to pull it out and use it as the defense of when this thing falls apart, if it falls apart. I hope they win the World Series.
Yeah.
That I also want to see before I die. I said earlier, I may retire if they win the World Series. I'm just telling you, if this thing goes sideways, like it has every year since 2018 in the playoffs right away, if it goes, this is what he's going to use. He's going to say it. Mark my words, write it down. That's going to be his out. Like, look at us. We did a great job with nothing, and it ended because they got a bigger payroll. They got star players. We don't. Poor me, Pat Murphy. I'm so sick of it.
I refuse to believe that.
Instead of saying, you know what? You should be saying, Tommy, look here. We're the number 1 seed. We're the best team in baseball. We've been the best team in baseball for quite some time. Nobody believed us in the beginning. That's fine. Y'all believe us now because we've been sitting here the whole time. Y'all want to go to the World Series? It comes through Milwaukee. That's what this is all about. That's what it should be. I'd be very happy with that. I'd be cheering, going, that's right. Tell everybody we're the best. Come fight us. Instead, it's, oh, man, we're the Cleveland Indians of the movie Major League. I don't know how we're doing it. It's just unbelievable. That guy's from the penal system, and that guy over there was selling tires, and I don't know how we're doing it, man. It's a modern-day miracle that the Milwaukee Brewers have figured out how to win because we have no talent on this team.
It is not Pat Murphy's job to get through to me or you. It is his job to get through to the 9 guys that play every day for him on the field, and This is the approach he has had all season long with this team from the beginning, right? From the beginning, we've had nothing. We have injuries. From the beginning of the season, 0-4, right? Right, what that Yankees series out in New York, the terrible game to start things off against Kansas City. From the beginning, this is how Pat Murphy has spoke all year. And you know what it did? It turned them into the best team in baseball.
No, I don't. That's fine. If you want to go down that path, that's fine. I'm just telling you, if I worked somewhere and they constantly told me that I wasn't that good and I wasn't that talented and I wasn't as good as the guys across the street at the other radio station, and maybe one day, maybe we'll get there, but they're far better. They get paid more than you and whatever. We're just lucky to be on the air at this point. I'd be out. See you later. I'll go work at the place that thinks they're winners, that acts like winners, and that wants to continue to be champions at the end of the day, instead of CYA stuff that he's pulling right now.
Well, I think we're going to humbly disagree on this. I'll humbly disagree. And I think
we don't agree on much lately with the Brewers.
I think that there is something to be said about, inspiring hunger out of a team. And I think that's all he's trying to do. And I think if you're in the clubhouse, that he's looking out for you. He is absolutely looking out for everyone in there. Look at how long Anthony Siegler was there. What do you mean? That's like perfect example of he's looking out for everyone in his locker room.
Mitch Thundernellis texted me yesterday. He's like, hey, we're on Pat Murphy. I got any questions? I'm like, yeah. Ask him who Siegler had pictures on in order to stay on the roster that long. I didn't hear him ask the question.
He did. We did it. We didn't get to it today. There was.
Yeah, you didn't get to it.
We didn't get to it.
It was the next question, but the Bruce cut you off and said, you got to go. We're done.
Actually, I'll tell you more about it in the break here. We're going to get to our Building a Winner feature presented by Iron Workers Local 8.
I'm thankful he came on the station, though. Very happy that Pat Murphy came on the station.
You'll love it, too. It is the leadoff show live from the 1250 AM 105.7 FM The Fan Studios, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook. Sparky out at left, Sentosa. Go say hi.
The key to building a winner in baseball is a strong minor league system. Who are the names we should know? How did they play in their last game? It's time for Building a Winner. Ironworkers Local 8 brings you Building a Winner. Skip the debt. Learn a trade. Apply now at iwl8.org. It's the leadoff show powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook on 1250 AM and 105.7 FM. The Fan.
Yes, time for another Building a Winner feature here, presented by Ironworkers Local 8 on the leadoff show. Tommy Wortz here with you live from the 1250 AM, 105.7 FM The Fan studios, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook. Sparky Fifer out at Lefts in Tosa. Go say hi, still plenty of time to go see Steve Sparky Fifer in the Burner Botanical Gardens of Lefts behind you there.
Yeah, dude, it's gorgeous. Gorgeous landscaping, huge patio out here. Again, $5 Sun Cruiser vodka iced teas up until first pitch between the Brewers and Angels tonight. Got the shuttles going to and from the games as well. Half off apps and bottles of wine right now. That started after 4 o'clock. So come hang out with us. Lefts, Lucky Town, right across from Hart Park in Tosa. I'll be here to 6:30.
I know you're a busy man, Sparky, and I would hate to ask you to do anything else during this time, but we are wrapping up Building a Winner this week. There's no more minor league action really after this week, at least.
No more playoffs, no more nothing.
Well, this is the playoff schedule right now for Biloxi. They did lose in game 1 and kind of got pushed around in it a little bit too, to the Montgomery Biscuits, and it is wrapping
the
Biscuits. I mean, that you can't beat that name, right? Louisville Bats and Nashville Sounds for the rest of the week as well to wrap up their season in AAA. But next week, I think I'm going to carry it out for the next week still and try to do my own top 20. And I know you've been paying attention as well, so I'll need you to at least critique it. Maybe give me a top 5 from you that you're excited about. But I mean, at this point, I can't call out Kurt Hogue on his rankings and not give some of mine, right? So I think that's what's going to happen next week is I'm going to get, I don't know if I want to go to 30. 30's I really 20 feels sufficient for sure. Give some of the top prospects, I think, in the Brewers organization that I am the most excited about, at least.
I'll give you another idea here. If this goes through the playoffs, right, you should go through and get Crunchy Kevin Holden, former CBS 58 sports director. He's down in North Carolina now, being a sports director, CBS affiliate down there. You should get him record a bunch of different ballparks and minor league ballparks he recommends getting to, and the features of them and all that stuff. That dude's been to a million minor league ballparks. You said the Louisville Bats, Nashville Sounds. I've been to both, went on the same trip to both of them. Louisville Bats, sweet, man. They got a Jack Daniels bar.
Yep.
Amazing. Nashville Sounds, cool too. The big guitar scoreboard that they used to have out there and all of that. A very cool park too. So both a lot of fun, obviously. I think I like the Louisville Bats one better.
I was just going to say, I don't know if you're familiar with this name, but a few years back, my dad went down to Louisville for another trip and then made it to a Louisville Bats game. And at that time, Mark Hessman was playing for the Louisville Bats and attempting to break the record for the most minor league home runs of all time.
Oh, wow.
And he went to the game where he had it tied. He was tied. He didn't hit a homer, but he's just hoping to see some history, right? And then the next day he hit the home run. He didn't hit it on the day he was there. But Mark Hessman, that's where I go to immediately with the Louisville Bats. He is the all-time leader in home runs in minor league baseball history, and I knew he was affiliated with the Louisville Bats.
So how does that work? Is that a badge of honor because you led the minor leagues in home runs in the course of your career? I mean, it's not like leading the major leagues in home runs. It's leading which means you were there for a while, right?
Yeah.
So, is that a badge of honor? I think it is. I think I'd wear it as a badge of honor because not many people get to be in minor league baseball that long. Most people are in there for a couple of years and they're gone.
Right.
To be there that long, that's something.
Well, you got to think of just turning it into a professional career, right? At some point where you made it, where you were able to play long enough. While you may not have gotten to that elite level, to get to the bigs, and be there and sustain it. The most minor league home runs is a pretty cool stat, I feel too.
But like radio for most people, you have to love it because they weren't making any money. Now they're making better money. But back then, Yeah, guys sleeping in their cars and everything else. They weren't making any money in the minor leagues. So to go as long as he went, or Dillard is another one, to go as long as he went, man, you really have to love what you're doing to stay with it and not get out and go do something else.
Notifying you a little bit, yesterday only one game in action. The Nashville Sounds won 4-1 in that contest. Robert Gasser had his fourth scoreless outing in September for AAA Nashville. He went 2 2/3, struck out 3, walked just 1 in that time. It seems like Sparky is inevitable with the major league roster pretty soon.
Why are we waiting? I don't understand.
I don't understand. That is something I can agree with you on. If he's going to be on the big league roster, why not get him as much big league experience before October? I completely agree with you on that.
Maybe he's not. Maybe we're all assuming the wrong thing. Maybe he's not coming. Has anybody said he's coming? Has anybody said, yes, Robert Gasser is going to be a part of the playoffs? Has anybody said that?
Yesterday when we played Pat Murphy, he was asked about Robert Gasser, and he did say the words, "You should see him soon." And soon is a very big word for Pat Murphy all the time. But that was a verbatim soon Robert Gasser when asked about being on the big league club. But I don't know what the corresponding move would be right now. I would assume it's probably, is Chad Patrick going to pitch on this team's, October roster? I can't imagine that. And they're probably waiting to see what's happening with McGill during this stretch, because you played it on your show and we talked to him today. There wasn't a lot of positives going around with Trevor McGill and his injury, it sounded like, with Pat Murphy either.
I'm telling you right now, we'll see what they do. I'm not bringing up Gasser for the Padres series. I don't want them to face him. If they may face him in the divisional round, I'll pitch him against the Reds, because they're not going to see the Reds again until next year. I'm fine pitching him in that series. Do not bring him up, send him to San Diego, and go face the Padres, let them get a couple looks at him before they see him in the playoffs if they beat the Cubs. I'm completely out on that idea. If you're bringing him up at this point, you might as well wait to the Reds and then, pitch 1 or 2 games going into the break.
3 Class A Carolina players named to the Carolina All-Star team on Tuesday. The All-Star team might as well be the All-Pro team, if you will, in minor league baseball. Eric Patanti, Luis Pena, Jesus Made, all making that team in Class A Carolina. The names we've been talking about all year, but Patanti also sneaking on there, who seems like he's a very polarizing prospect, where it is like he should be a top 10 guy, or he's kind of in the 20s. It's him, like he's getting a little Mike Bovee treatment, it feels like sometimes, who, again, another guy who was up in that top 10 range at the beginning of the year and then has dropped down a little bit because of some injuries and production after the injuries this year. But Patanti, nice to see a first baseman on that, where there really isn't a plan for the future after Andrew Vaughn right now.
No, unless Vaughn is the future for the next 10 years. Unless Vaughn's going to be the guy that's going to be here long term, and we'll see. I'm telling you right now, don't rule this out. I mean, if Andrew Vaughn, he's got 1 year left on his deal, right? That's what they keep saying. So if Andrew Vaughn is back next year and he goes out and hits 275, hits 25 home runs, let's say, and plays decent at first base, who's to say they won't extend him for another 3 or 4 years and not have to worry about first base anymore? I don't think it's that crazy of an idea. They're not going to have to pay him a ton of money, I don't think, to get to that point, because his career's been garbage to this point. So I think that's something that could happen. Now, if Vaughn comes out starting first baseman next year and goes back to looking like he did with the White Sox, then you're going to have to figure out something else. But you've got Brock Wilken. He's a third baseman. I don't think it's crazy.
Luke Adams as well, they love too.
Luke Adams, a high-end prospect, right? I mean, they've got guys. When you have the farm system you have, you don't really have to worry about signing guys to long-term deals, because you've got guys seemingly behind everybody.
Andrew Fisher as well being a potential option for that. Brewers number 6 prospect, plays third, first. Probably going to bring him up as a third baseman. But there is a lot of hype on the corner infields in the future for the Milwaukee Brewers, currently with the minor leagues. This Building a Winner feature presented by Iron Workers Local 8, building Milwaukee's future one beam at a time. We got to get over to Austin Herdina over at the Potawatomi Sportsbook. Get you some of the best bets if you want to get any action on today's game. It is the leadoff show, live from the 1250 AM, 105.7 FM The Fan Studios, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook. Go say hi to Sparky over at Left Sentosa.
See you later.
Let's get the latest on today's odds for the game. What's the best way to go? Let's check in with our expert from the Potawatomi Sportsbook to find out. It's the Leadoff Show, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook on 1250 AM and 105.7 FM, The Fan.
Welcome back to the Leadoff Show. Tommy Wortz here with you, along with Steve Sparky Fifer, who's down at Left's in Tosa. Brewers lineup, in case you missed it earlier in the show. Jackson Churio leads things off. He's in right field. Bryce Terang at second base will bat second. William Contreras is catching. He will bat third. Christian Yelich, the DH, bats fourth today. Andrew Vaughn at first base will bat fifth. Isaac Collins in left field will bat sixth. Caleb Durbin at third will bat seventh. Blake Perkins in center field will bat eighth. Rounding things out, the shortstop, Joey Ortiz, will bat ninth. Joining the show now, as he does each and every day, you can find him over at the Potawatomi Sportsbook because he's the manager of the Potawatomi Sportsbook on the Fan Guest Hotline, powered by Gruber Law. It is Austin Herdina joining us here. Austin, how are we doing today, my friend?
Fantastic. How are you doing, Tommy?
Oh, we're doing well. I'm hanging out in the studio. Sparky's doing well over at Left's down in Tosa. Looks awesome over there. Got some drinks going. Sun Cruiser Vodka helping us out over there. And the Brewers, back-to-back 9-2 wins, Austin. Everything looking gravy in Milwaukee right now.
Yeah. Angels, they've had a bad year, and we're taking advantage of their weaknesses right now. Putting together a couple great wins and looking for another one tonight.
Should be an exciting time. Betting odds courtesy of the Potawatomi Sportsbook. Looking at them today, Brewers favorites minus 240 on the money line. You'll get minus 120 if you take them on the 1.5 run line, and the over-under set at 8 today. Austin, I don't want to say anything, but yesterday I told you 7.5. Every time it's 7.5, the over hits, and the over did hit yesterday on 7.5. But looking at it today, it's at 8, so I won't tell you where to go. But I just wanted to remind you that we're looking at that 7.5 trend. It always hits. What do you like today with your betting odds of your most popular bets over at the Potawatomi Sportsbook for a parlay for the people?
So we're going to take the under. No, honestly, though, I like the Brewers again. I hate this price of minus 240. I wish it wasn't so high, but at the same time, we're expected to win. We are just that much better of a team right now. So I'm taking the minus 240. I'm taking the Brewers. I'm taking under of 8. I really am. I just think that this Angels offense hasn't shown me anything in a while that they can put up more than a couple runs. So if the Brewers could put up, 4 or 5 themselves, that should stay under 8. And then I like Churio to get a hit, and I like Quinn Priester under 5.5 strikeouts. So I think he's going to do well. I do think Priester's going to do well. I just don't think he's going to get 6 or more strikeouts. You put those 4 together, it's plus 900 today. So real quick again, Brewers on the money line, under of 8, Churio to get at least 1 hit, and Quinn Priester under 5.5 strikeouts.
That'll pay plus 900, courtesy of the Potawatomi Sportsbook. What you just read, Brewers money line under of 8, Jackson Churio to record a hit, Quinn Priester under 5.5 strikeouts. That is the parlay for the people today, courtesy of the Potawatomi Sportsbook, as we are joined by Austin Herdina, the sportsbook manager over at the Potawatomi Sportsbook. Sparky, when's the last time you made it to the Potawatomi Sportsbook?
Been too long.
I think it was a couple of weeks ago, but I will be there coming up on Monday night, doing Monday Night Football there. We'll have trivia, prizes going on starting at 6 o'clock. I'll be hanging out for the first half of the game. So come on down, hang out, Potawatomi Sportsbook. That kitchen has unbelievable food, right? All day brunch, burgers, wraps, wings, salads, homemade pastries and desserts made every day there at the Potawatomi Hotel Casino. 48 beers on tap, dozen different specialty cocktails. It's going to be amazing. Reserve your seat ahead of time. I always tell people, you can roll the dice, right? You're gambling. I guess that's what you do. Go down there. I like to make sure I have my seat ahead of time, especially when you start talking about pro football games or college football games. It fills up fast. Potawatomi.com/sportsbook. I have a question, if you don't mind. Can I ask him a question?
Do it.
How much of a bath are you all going to take if the Brewers win the World Series?
It is well over 2 million right now. I can tell you that much.
Wow.
Yeah, it's not looking
that's a
pretty.
lot of money.
Yeah, even if they win the National League, it's not going to be good. I mean, they already the division, just the division is going to cost us a couple $100,000.
My goodness.
There've been so many bets on the Brewers this year, and just a reminder, like the Cubs were the favorite to win the division before the year, and Brewers. I mean, I think I remember seeing some tickets of like plus 300 or something like that on the Brewers before the year.
Do you know the largest ticket on someone for the Brewers to win the World Series?
I don't offhand, but I will. I'll try to take a look.
Okay, all right. If you were knowing tickets off the top of your head, I was like, do we know like who's got the most at stake here? Like,
well, we can find out. We can find out when he comes back on tomorrow or Saturday.
We'll get it. That'll be awesome. Austin Herdina joining us. Austin, what else is going on over at Potawatomi? People need to know about. I know you also talking about your favorite thing to eat over there, the fullback platter, and now John Kuhn, a member of this station here as well. What goes into the fullback platter, and what else should people know about going on over at Potawatomi?
Oh man, it is pretty good. I can put one down myself. I'll be honest with you. Most people, I'm gonna be honest with you guys, it's gonna be at least 2 people for most people. But it is quite the platter. You got chicken tenders and you got mushrooms. The breaded mushrooms are really good.
I had some yesterday at Dream Dance that were just insane. I couldn't believe it, the mushrooms yesterday there, but I can't imagine at the Potawatomi Sportsbook too.
You went to Dream Dance and you didn't invite me?
Well, he was rolling with Mason Crosby, dude. I mean, that's how this goes. When Mason comes into town, he becomes a high roller. Tommy does. Then he don't associate with the rest of us when he's up. I don't know who you are. Mason just keeps walking, keep rolling over there. That high roller casino. That's how this goes.
Late, and I didn't know if you were going to be there or not because I know you've told stories about how you read your daughter bedtime stories, and I was like, just didn't want to interrupt that if that was happening either. But we did pop over there yesterday, and I mean, now that I know Sparky's going to Monday Night Football, I wonder if I have any plans going on Monday night too. There, Austin, how if people want to book, how do they book to get over to Monday Night Football to watch some football?
Yeah, head to Potawatomi.com, hover over the sportsbook icon, and then reservations, and you'll see the dates and the events that you want to book. Get your seating area chosen. It's going to be fun. It's a great matchup, Detroit Lions and Baltimore Ravens. 2 teams that last year were great playoff teams, but this year, the Packers took care of the Lions pretty good in week 1, but they sure roared back with a huge win over Chicago last week. So I'm excited to see that matchup.
Should be great to see. Sparky will be there on Monday as well, doing some trivia. Starts at 6 o'clock there till the end of the first half. Prizes to give away, again, courtesy of the fan. One more time, the parlay for the people. Brewers money line, the under of 8. Jackson Churio to record a hit. Quinn Priester under 5.5 strikeouts. That'll pay plus 900, courtesy of the Potawatomi Sportsbook. Austin, have a great rest of your night, my friend. We'll do it again tomorrow. And, of course, go Brewers.
Go Brewers.
There he is, Austin Herdina over at the Potawatomi Sportsbook, joining us on the Fan Guest Hotline, powered by Gruber Law. One call, that's all. I could not have asked Sparky for a better representative at the Potawatomi Sportsbook to be on the leadoff show. It's just so dialed in on what's going on always over there, and he's actually trying for the people to make them money.
Listen to me. $2 million?
Yes.
And they win this thing?
Yeah.
And if they win the division, he's going to be out a ton of money too.
Yeah. I mean, just what other sportsbook manager is out there promoting that? Like, just telling everyone, hey,
I'm telling you, like, oh my goodness.
Yeah, they're trying. They're man of the people over there at Potawatomi. They do as much as they can. Shout out to Tony yesterday, the pit boss up top. He was helping me out too.
Oh, pit boss drop in too, huh?
Man.
Yeah.
Look,
and you wonder why he's not hanging with you, Austin. He's trying to smooth it up with the pit boss to help him out. Yeah.
There was a problem with my ATM deposit or withdrawal yesterday.
Oh, is that true?
And I couldn't figure it out, and no one wanted to help me. And then Tony came by, like 2 seconds, it was done. I mean, it was It was kind of impressive, again, to be fair.
They want to get your money on the table, Tommy.
Yeah, I understand, and I wanted
Yeah,
to put
of
my
course
money
they
on,
can.
but they
Obviously
wouldn't
they
give
can
me
fix it.
They wouldn't. They wouldn't. I was trying to spend money, and they wouldn't let me at first. And Tony was like, "Absolutely not. Take that money. Let's get this done." So it worked out. Shout out to Tony. Helped me out.
Oh, that's awesome.
Wasn't my best day at Potawatomi, but have had worse too. So it wasn't anything irresponsible by any means. I will not be there tonight or anything, so don't worry,
No?
Sparky. No, I'm
You're not going tonight.
I'm not going to be back tonight. All right, gamble
Well, Mason left
responsibly.
for Tennessee, so I figured
You know,
it will be a while.
right? I mean, I can't go into the plebeian rooms that they go into now, right?
No, penny slots, Tommy. Penny slots.
You paint this picture of me that I am not for sure.
Hey man, listen to me. I can't go in those high roller rooms either. For me, it's penny slots, video poker, once in a while roulette. I like roulette, but blackjack, high roller blackjack, or whatever else going on there. No, if blackjack gets above $1, I'm out.
Drew Wagner, the man, maybe the gambler of the station, just in his takes and his words all the time.
He thinks he's Johnny Cash.
Will be joining us on the other side. It is the leadoff show, live from the 1250 AM 105.7 FM The Fan Studios, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook. Sparky out at left. Still got time. Go say hi.
What's the latest on the crew? Let's go inside the clubhouse with Drew Wagner of Forbes Sports on the leadoff show, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook on 1250 AM and 105.7 FM The Fan. Inside the clubhouse is brought to you by Focus Baseball. Join their fall mini camps at focusbaseball.com.
Welcome back to the leadoff show. Tommy Wortz here with you, live from the 1250 AM 105.7 FM The Fan Studios, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook. Sparky Fifer down at Left's in Tosa. If you see him on the way out, make sure you say hi. Maybe buy them a Sun Cruiser because they're the reason why they're out there. $5. That's it. No bubbles to fill you up. Perfect drink. Takes you wherever your game day goes. That is the drink. They're
100 calories.
So tasty. They're so tasty.
Yes.
For no
100,
reason.
100 calories. You can have what? 5, 6?
Yeah.
You feel pretty good about yourself?
Feeling good. Jackson Churio to lead things off. Bryce Terang will bat second. William Contreras is batting third, while Christian Yelich in the cleanup spot today. Andrew Vaughn will bat fifth. Isaac Collins bats sixth. Caleb Durbin, the third baseman, will bat seventh. Blake Perkins in center. Joey Ortiz rounds things out. He is the shortstop today. That's your lineup one more time for the Milwaukee Brewers. Joining us now, proclaimed by Jack Stern as the Nick Mears of WSSP because of his appearance, apparently. Drew Wagner, Forbes Sports. Follow him on Twitter at @AndrewWagner on the Fan Guest Hotline, powered by Gruber Law. Uncle Drew, how are we doing today, my friend?
Appearances, not appearance, like number of appearances. You know how they. There we go.
Oh, dude, what?
That University of Wisconsin education is really paying off.
Did not outweigh the Cudahy education I got. I promise you that. All right, so that doesn't matter at all. And appearances, I mean, that makes you, me, and Sparky, McGill, Uribe, and Mears together then, because it's just everyone's just overused, it feels like at this point, Drew.
Is Sparky on the air? Like, is Sparky still there?
He is.
Oh, I'm still here. Yeah, I'm here.
Like, do you just go to bed with a microphone around your neck?
No, why? Do I look like I just got out of bed? My
Well,
hair looks
one, I
pretty
can't
all right.
see you. You're on the air 24/7, 365.
That was good.
No,
that wasn't bad.
Not as much as Tommy Wortz. He's got me in hours played. But I would admit that if we're going to pick a player for Andrew Wagner to be, I would say Trevor McGill, because he closes it out, always brings his fastball, right? Bigger dude. Yeah, I would say you're Trevor McGill more than Nick Mears.
All right.
Well,
yeah, I am indifferent to this entire discussion. Jack brought it up.
All right.
I said, thank you for your observation. Now go away.
Yes. Well, and Sparky brought it up, Trevor McGill, and we had Pat Murphy on earlier today on Middays with Thunder, and there wasn't a lot of positive to talk about with any injury situation. And Trevor McGill's really had a tone of uncertainty to it. Drew, is there any update on McGill's injury status? I saw a little bit rumbling around, but I wanted you to fill us in if you got any information.
Not really. They're hoping to have him throw this weekend. We'll see if that happens. Right now, they just don't know. You know, again, throwing isn't so much the issue. It is the recovery after it that's been a problem. So yeah, it's literally day to day is basically what Murph said today. You know, depends how he feels when he comes in. That determines the type of work they do that day. And hopefully they will get it turned around in time for him to get some action before the season is over. Because the last thing they want to do is leave him on the cooler, then go in the playoffs and have him sit. They want to get him out there and throw, you know, at least once or twice before the season is done.
Well, and how do you, I don't know, I guess if it's, I'm not trying to ask if you're a doctor here, but if recovery is never going well in these situations, like that's going to be a long-term, it feels longer than at least a day-to-day operation, right, Drew?
Yeah, listen, it's a flexor strain. You know, these aren't anything to sneeze at. You know, you don't want to risk it because the flexor strain quickly becomes missing a year and a half for Tommy John. They're going to be extra cautious with it. They need him back. They're willing to sacrifice some time right now if it means they can have him for the next 6 weeks.
Drew Wagner joining us here on the Leadoff Show. Follow him on Twitter @AndrewWagner. His work over at Forbes Sports and at the Fan Milwaukee. Drew, wrapping things up today with the Los Angeles Angels. The Brewers have taken care of business the last two nights, 9-2 victories in each of those games. How do they do the same in game number 3 to remain focused here? While it's really hard to not look ahead, obviously always trying to adopt the today mentality with the Brewers.
Look at that. You paid attention to Murph today. It's rubbing off on you.
I tried.
Yeah. I mean, that's basically it. Listen, the Angels, their pitching staff is decimated right now. They are injured. They've had 2 short starts. Yesterday, just 1 2/3 innings. That bullpen is whacked. So it lines up for them to go out there today and do what they're great at, and that's work counts, battle at bats, run that pitch count up early and get into that bullpen early. If you get out there, push a couple of runs across early, get into that bullpen, you got a pretty good chance of walking away with the brooms.
Drew, I had this conversation with Sparky earlier in the show, and it was in regards to Pat Murphy's language.
Did he yell? Did he yell at you?
I think I might have started yelling first, and then he did yell. But I'll say that we were having a conversation just because we were at the same level. That's always a conversation as long as it's at the same level here on the Fan. And basically, it was a dispute about the language Pat Murphy uses surrounding this team. And you are someone who is in the clubhouse more than almost anyone, and talking about it, where Murphy continues to, in Sparky's mind, at least berate and tear down, belittle the organization and the guys on the team. And he thinks that it's weird that people don't get more frustrated around that, where I see it as, Drew, as it is igniting and lighting a fire under them each and every day to prove something. What's the vibes like in the clubhouse when surrounding that type of language with Mr. Murphy?
Well, it doesn't seem to be having an adverse effect, does it? I mean, they're racking up victories this year. They racked up victories last year. The guys love Murph. They know who he is. They know his attitude. They know his personality. They respond to it. The big thing that he preaches is we're always an inch from the top. We're always an inch from the bottom. That's what he says in the room every single day. And I think it's exactly the right message, because it shows the guys, like, you're close to being what you want to be, but in order to do it, you have to keep working, because if you let up, you're going to be right there at the bottom. This is not a team of superstars. He talks about that a lot, and it's not an excuse, and it's not calling anybody out. It's a team of hardworking players. That's why they were brought here. They have certain skills. They have certain talents, and they're hard workers. And he wants to make sure they never forget that. So I don't think there's anything adverse about his messaging.
It's a great CYA, Drew. It's a great CYA, right? What other manager can you come up with in professional sports that for the entire season tells you how not talented his team is, how much the other team is more talented, how much the other team has more money on the payroll, how much money everybody on the other team makes, and then what happens? You're going to be the 1 seed. You're the best team in baseball. The best team in baseball. Not only the best team in the division, you're the best team in baseball. And you're going to go into this, and he's still praising and going along with the same thing. We're really not that talented. They're way more talented. Look at all the money they got in that Padres rotation. He said that earlier today with our guy, Mr. Mitch Nellis and Tommy Wortz when he joined Middays with Thunder. All of this, constant. You know what this is? This is CYA. At the end of the year, if they get bounced at some point again in their first time in the playoffs, say the divisional round, the post game is going to be, man, you got to be really proud of these guys, man. We don't have, most talented guys in the world. We don't have the biggest roster as far as salary goes in the whole wide world. But boy, I'm proud of these kids. They really did a lot. So that way, he's got the out to escape. Like, hey, don't yell at me. I told you all year that we weren't all that talented, and it finally caught up to us with this superstar lineup that we're facing. It's a great CYA line. It's one thing to say this in April and May. It's totally different when you've been the number 1 team in baseball for months and you're still trying to sell to us, we're really not, all that great at the end of the day. I absolutely am sick of it.
I'll pass that along. It seems to be working. The guys in the clubhouse don't seem to mind it. They know, again, they know who Murph is. And listen, they're the same way. There's no difference in the players and the manager. And if this is really what we have to complain about on, what is today, September 18th?
Yeah.
I've been complaining about it for more than today.
Well, things are going pretty good. You want them to
see what he
start
says.
going out there and singing their praises and boosting them?
Yes,
I don't understand.
That's correct. That's what I want. Yes, I want him to say, you know what? We've been the best team in baseball all year. Yes, at the beginning of the year, people didn't believe in us. They didn't think our roster was good enough and so forth, and we've proved them wrong. Now, everything comes through Milwaukee. You want to get to the World Series? You're going to have to come here and beat us. We earned this one spot, and we're ready for the postseason. That's what I want to hear.
They haven't done anything yet. They haven't done anything yet.
Fine. But when they get to that point, I promise you both, he's not going to say that.
This is what I've been doing.
Have Murph back on again. Have Murph back on again. Have him on Wisconsin Sports Daily. Served up by Wendy's. Sponsored by the Potawatomi Sportsbook and Casino. 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. on these very airwaves. Have Murph on that fine Emmy Award-winning program and ask him. The guys love his message. Christian Yelich has been saying the same thing for longer than Murph's been the manager. Like, Yelich sets the tone in that clubhouse more than anyone else. Woody sets the tone in that clubhouse more than anyone else. Those two guys are the guys that lead that group, and they're giving the same message, and they've given that same message. There are certain realities. This team is not loaded with the most talented superstar players in baseball. They win because every guy has a job and contributes to the sum of the parts. That is exactly what this group is. They are not the best players in baseball. They are playing the best baseball in baseball. But let's face it, we could probably go through every position and find at least two players that are better than some of the Brewers have at every position. But for whatever reason, this group of players put together works. And it works because they know they're not the best. They know that they have to do everything right. They got to go in there and bust their butt every day. They got to grind. And by doing so, they're going to win games. And when that's what's worked for them, why would you want that to change? Why would you want them to not go into the playoffs with that chip on their shoulder?
I do not want to hear about poor us if they get knocked out in the divisional round, about how they were against all odds all year long.
Well,
I don't want to hear that crap.
Team in the world, and they're going to say that. It's
want to hear it.
That I hate. I hate sportsmanship more than anybody else. But every team says that at the end of a series. They point out the mistakes they made. They credit the other team for being better. Like, that is textbook cliche school for professional athletes.
No other manager in baseball for 6 months has talked about how untalented of a team he has and how they're overcoming the odds against all these more talented teams, and all the payrolls are so much bigger.
No other manager in baseball has the record. No other manager in baseball has the record Pat Murphy has.
Pat Murphy's going to win Manager of the Year again, and he deserves it. Pat Murphy is a great manager. I'm just simply telling you, I'm sick of the same old rhetoric and acting like he's got no talented players on his Major League Baseball roster. That is the number one team in baseball. Like, I've had it. I'm sick of listening to it. And it's every day. It's the same crap over and over again. Dude, at some point, you're the 1 seed. They're going to have to beat you, or they're the 2 seed, whatever. You're not playing in the wild card round. It's going to have to come through Milwaukee. Quit acting like you're trying to sneak in the back door of the playoffs and you're the Indians from the movie Major League, because that's how he talks.
I mean, that's how the national media treats them. Why not embrace it?
That's because he leads the rhetoric. He leads the rhetoric that way.
I will let Murph know that you're volunteering to give the pregame speech for Game 1 of the playoffs. I'll let him know.
I love it. I love that.
Yeah.
Please.
I'll come in. Hey, your manager doesn't think you're that talented. Let's go home.
I could write a fake letter from Steve Sparky Fifer like Bob.
Drew, next time I will warn you when you are coming on the show with Mr. Fifer. Have a good rest of your night. Any other closing remarks? Are you ready to get out of here, Drew?
I'm going to get Sparky a drink, for God's sake.
That's a good idea indeed. Drew, let's do it again tomorrow. Have a good night, my friend.
Later.
Thank you. There he is, Drew Wagner on the Fan Guest Hotline, powered by Gruber Law. One call, that's all. One more thing to get to before we get out of here.
How does the crew win today's game? Who needs to step up? Let's find out with the keys to the game. It's the Leadoff Show, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook on 1250 AM and 105.7 FM. The Fan.
Keys to the game.
Well, I'll tell you, I want to go. I'll do keys to the game today. We're hoping that the Angels have a couple of injuries so they can't field the full lineup tonight, and the Brewers are able to scrape out a victory against this very talented, uber talented, and the payroll that the Angels have. We're really hoping, they can't show up and play. We're hoping for a forfeit because we really, we don't have that good a roster. We're just trying to get through. We are here in Milwaukee with the Brewers, so hopefully they forfeit and we'll be able to win a game tonight.
It would also be great if the Brewers' bottom of the order caught fire again. That was when the Brewers were at their best. And Joey Ortiz, Blake Perkins, looking at you guys today for keys to the game. And Sparky's saying that Pat Murphy is saying, not that Sparky's saying, but it's what Pat Murphy is saying. Say you guys stink. All right. That's
the Angels have 9. I don't see how they win. I don't see how it's going to happen.
Sparky, thank you so much for popping on today with me. Had a great time with you. I know it looked awesome at Lefts. Have a good rest of your night, my friend. I'll close it out from here.
I'm kind of almost shaking right now. I'm so angry talking about this.
Go home, get some sleep. I apologize, Kay, for sending him home this way. That's on me. I got him all fired up and riled up. Sparky, we'll do it again later. I'll see you tomorrow, my friend.
I'll be there.
He'll be there.
Toodles.
There he is, Steve Sparky Fifer over at Lefts in Tosa. Thanks again to Sun Cruiser Vodka for hooking us up with all of the great remotes that we've been going on. Lefts just over there, another one that was an awesome event for sure with here at the Fan. Next week, the new lineup starts as well. Don't forget, 6 a.m. We will start Inside Wisconsin Sports. That'll be with Josh Albrecht and Trevor Thomas. When 9 to noon then comes, that'll be 9 to noon with John Kuhn, Rami Makloff, Brandon Snide, all joining that show. 12 to 2, the Mason Crosby Show, myself, Mitch Thunder Nellis, and the Packers all-time leading scorer at high noon from now on. And 2 to 5, Wisconsin Sports Daily, served up by Wendy's with Steve Sparky Fifer. Brewers Angels wrapping things up today. Brewers looking for the sweep. It'll be Quinn Priester going up against Yusei Kikuchi from first pitch from American Family Field. Just about 3 minutes or so here. We went a little long, but that's perfect. Live from the 1250 AM 105.7 FM The Fan studios, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook. One more thing before, don't forget, send them home.